Hello and welcome back to the Horror Herald.
My name is Leo.
My name is Louis.
And welcome back. Today is a very special episode.
A win for Australian
cinema. I was about
to
to say a national celebration.
Triumph.
An Australian cinema moment. But hello, yes, we are doing a special Australian horror movie.
Let's
that
go.
being Talk to Me. You know about it.
Bum, bum, bum.
If you're a horror fan, you know about it.
You know about it.
You know about it.
You've seen it.
And yeah, hopefully you've seen it,
Yeah.
because this is going to be a spoiler review, guys. A spoiler review of
Let's
Talk to
go.
Me. We've been excited to see this film. I don't know for how long. I wouldn't say I was like anticipating.
I wasn't dying to see it
because like I
heard good things about it.
I didn't know about the I knew that Rackaracka was the Rackaracka.
Yes.
That's how we say it.
I want to say
Rackaracka was doing a horror movie. I remember,
Yeah.
can I just say, I distinctly remember, this was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, years ago, I remember seeing a video on their channel or something where they got funding from Screen Australia. I don't know what it was for. It was just them like hugging each other and crying about how, they pitched the movie and they've been wanting to get funding, and they finally are able to make their movie. And I remember thinking that was so cool. And I didn't even realize that's Talk to Me. That's what this movie is that years ago, that was the funding from Screen Australia to make this movie. And I remember thinking that's just so cool that a YouTuber is able to make their dream come true.
Dead Meat's making a movie. Rackaracka's making a movie.
Yes. So
Markiplier's making a horror movie.
Oh yeah. But it's just great.
It's cool.
Great.
That like an Australian movie, because like this is an Australian movie, but A24 is like bringing it to America. 24.
Every gosh damn A24.
It's A.
It's A24. No one ever says A24.
I do.
But you're objectively incorrect.
You have a lisp.
Do I though? I used to. I definitely used to.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm getting better.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right. Oh fuck.
I'm
Red.
sorry.
Rabbit. You see, that's an R.
Fuck, you're right.
I'm doing it. I'm working at it. And you're going to get better with the A24. Oh, fuck. A24.
You
that was on purpose.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
A24.
I know it's A24. Anyway, no time for fighting. You know he's an idiot. Put in the comments and say, yo, Louis an idiot. Louis is a silly boy.
I'm a silly idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. We love you. But
A24.
A24. Thank you for that. Yes, but what were you saying? Were you saying something?
A24 is bringing it to America.
Yes. It's the production company. I saw have you seen the whole YouTube video of them like at Sundance and people were doing a bidding war over their film and them finding out that A24 got it? Search it up. It's Rackaracka. I was like, this is so cool.
Really? Wow.
Because it really taught me like, oh, that's how the process works, And I was like, it's really cool.
I'm glad it's not a Blumhouse.
Yeah, but
guess they would have already
it doesn't
made
matter.
it.
They've already made the film.
Yeah, because it was just
they've already made the film.
True.
But basically, it's just cool. It's just cool, and it's it's an Australian film. A24 is doing the distributing. But it's great. It's a win-win. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see these guys succeed. It's a success story. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to get to our opinions yet. Not yet. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But first of all, don't skip. I swear to gosh, don't skip. You are an absolute legend. You are my best friend if you were able to do what I'm about to ask for you to do right now. Right here, I have a QR code. Yeah. It's a QR code. I'm going to give it a scan. You do it as well. You see your phone? If you're watching this on the computer, if you're watching this on your phone, it's going to be in the description. Yeah. But look at this. I got a phone, simple as this. I'm going over. What's that? It's a website. No, don't skip yet.
Shut up.
It's a sponsor. No, don't skip yet. It's a good sponsor. It's a special website, and the website is called ghosttherapist.weebly.com. Yeah. That is our sponsor for this episode. No. It's good. It's a fun little thing. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. That's the exciting thing.
Yeah, we've no idea.
These days, I have no idea.
We get these emails, we're like, accept. And then like,
and there it is. And it's ghosttherapist.weebly.com. And you know why? This is a very timely sponsor. Yeah. Because there'd be some ghosts, there'd be some demons. I don't know if demons.
Ghouls.
There's some ghoulies in this movie that really need some therapy. So this is good. Become a ghost therapist. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Give us a hand.
Yeah, give us a... Gene Parmesan. Sorry, but yeah, these ghosts need therapy. Yeah. Give them a hand. I don't know if that's going to be what it is. Maybe you just meet a ghost therapist. Who knows? It's going to be a fun little adventure website. Yeah. Check it out. And check out our other catalog of websites. Yeah. There's not a... Sorry, I lost my breath. We don't have a list or anything. But just go back through the past videos. They're lots of fun. A really good one that I like.
When we actually, if we do actually ever get a sponsor, do you think like a paid one? Do you think
we end the show?
We end the show.
We end the show. We can never actually earn money from this.
No, never.
Never.
We'll never earn money from this.
That's right. If you want this show to be over, become our sponsor and give us cash. We won't be promoting you because the show's over.
Yeah, the show's done.
Become our sponsor.
Yep.
No, anyway, but that is that. And now we're going to our lovely little. I'm doing this a lot. Just to make the point
Make
be
the
known.
point across to the camera.
But now it's our special thing that we do every single time we do these episodes.
Yep.
Is the news, the weekly news, the weekly horror news. Now, some of this will always be old because we release these videos weeks after we filmed them. So it's probably going to be old, but this is...
reaction towards
But check out our reactions. This is crazy. And there's some cool ones. There's one particular that's going to... I'm doing this again. I'm going to do it. Who cares? There's one particular that we're both, I think, going to be very excited about.
I'm not going to be excited for it.
You're going to meet... You're not going to be, and then you are going to be.
Okay.
All right. Louis doesn't know this.
I have no idea what's happening.
Just me. All right. This week's horror news. First then, franchise creator Jeffrey Reddick
talks about upcoming Final Destination
6.
Okay.
That's right, guys. The 6th. Did you know about the 6th one?
I knew about this. I knew about this.
So it's not too new of a news, but the news is what he's saying about it. Now, let me tell you, when I read this, I had a strunk with what he was saying. I was very confusion. But I'm just gonna
in a good way or a bad way?
Sorry?
In a good or a bad way?
I'll read it to you. Okay. I don't know. I don't understand what he's saying.
Okay.
So basically, so if you don't know him, he is the creator, not creator, but I think he's the creator of the franchise for Final Destination. I'm not sure. I get all this news from Bloody Disgusting. I basically just look at articles and just reread them to you. But hey, why not? But with a little bit of spin on it. So basically, he's talking about what can we expect from the new Final Destination 6, and basically,
nothing.
He says this: the film dives into the film in such a unique way that it attacks it from a different angle, so you don't feel like, oh, there's an amazing setup and there's going to be one wrinkle, and that can potentially save you. That you have to kind of make a moral choice about it or solve it.
Let me read that.
Read it.
What?
I had a strunk. I didn't know.
This film dives into the film in such a unique way that it attacks it from a different angle, so you don't feel like, oh, there's an amazing setup and that there's going to be one wrinkle that can potentially save you all that you have to kind of make a moral choice about or have to solve it.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I had a stroke. That was confusing. Thank you for the new insight on Final Destination 6. Is it that bad that you couldn't give any specifics? What was that? What was that? What is that?
Was that?
There's okay. Here we go. Wait. Oh, there's an expansion of the universe that I'm being so careful. What?
I think he's just like, it
kind of unearths a whole deep layer to the story that kind of makes it really, really interesting.
So I think he just doesn't want to give it away.
So it unearths a whole deep layer to it.
Like an onion.
Take that as you will. I don't know what that means. But it says it doesn't follow the typical formula established.
It's all the dead people are going to come back, and then it's going to be like...
I don't know. It's interesting. Basically, the producers are Craig Perry, Sheila Hannon Taylor. Don't know really those people. But yeah, the sixth installment in the franchise is the first in over 10 years, and each film centers on death, hunting down young friends to survive a mass casualty event. If that's what Final Destination is. But yeah, that's his comments. Got me excited. I'm confusion. There's not much more I can really say about this. Basically, I think he's trying to say there's something new to it. But that should be every sequel. There should always be something new. So it's not necessarily selling me on Final Destination 6.
Yeah.
But that was the news. That was that one.
Next one.
All right, next one, because I don't know what to say about that one. The next one is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark 2 is in development.
I haven't seen the first one.
Me neither. It's based off a book. Am I correct? Yeah. It's based off a book.
This is Del Toro produced this?
I think so. I think the first one, and I think the monsters are very much based off like the illustrations from the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. Basically, yeah. So what we know is that it's what they say. It's been long awaited. Well, what am I saying? That's not news. But basically, the film is a success at. Oh, I had a strong. Not success at what.
You know the thing where I said you have a lisp before? I think your brain is just like on overdrive.
Yeah. Not a lisp, a stutter. I think I have a stuttering problem.
Yeah.
I think I've discovered that.
Says things
you just saw that live, me discovering that I have a stuttering problem.
Yeah.
But basically, the film was a success at the box office. It made 104 million worldwide. So which is from Lionsgate.
Probably like the budget was probably only like 20 million.
And I
maybe.
think it was PG-13 if that's American, right? That was a kind of if it's a horror movie, if that's if that's an R-rated horror movie, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is. But basically, the director, I think, the director, Andre Overdahl, is that the? Oh, wait a second, is he directing the new Dracula one?
Wow.
No, he couldn't. Yes, The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh.
Demeter. I think he's the director for this one. Basically says that. He said this. He basically told IGN, we have a story, we have a script, and they've been working on the script as late as last year, and the process, has been stopped because of the strike.
Yes.
So the strike has really kind of stopped the production, stopped the writing for it. Well, they said they have a script, but kind of stopped it from going ahead. And COVID also played. Why not? But yes, Guillermo del Toro is once again involved, and is reportedly going to get a story by credit. So the story is by him.
Same as Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots,
Puss in Boots 2.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah. And it's just going to bring the illustrations to life from the book. It's going to just continue it. I think it's a series. I'm not sure. I don't know the ending to it, but I'm reading the article, and I think they're about to talk about the ending, so I'm not going to look at it.
It's a little fun.
But basically, it's going to be a continuation. So if you like that movie, you're going to get a second one eventually.
None of these are making me excited. Except because I don't know nothing about these franchises. Mm-hmm. Is the next one going to be the one you're talking about?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to be excited about it, but this may be old news. I don't think it's old news. I was just like, what? And it's related to a special thing that we're going to be talking about today.
What?
Basically, Talk to Me Filmmakers confirmed prequel.
Yeah, I know about this.
What the fuck? Okay, and it's already been filmed.
Yeah.
So it's
the opening sequence. That's
so
I heard about
the guy. So basically, this is the moment we're gonna say spoilers because we have to talk about this. Spoilers for the movie. Basically, I mean it's not huge spoilers because it's just the opening of the movie, but it's still spoilers. Yeah. Basically, the guy who is possessed by not possessed but the one who's been influenced by the the ghost, the demon, whatever, and his name is, if I get this correct, I'm gonna just look up at the Adam. Let me get it. It's a cool Australian name. I searched it up on the internet and it came up with a cricketer, so it's an Australian name, but his name is Duckett.
Right,
so
Duckett.
Duckett, the guy who in the opening is being influenced by the ghosts and stabs his brother and kills himself. This is going to be a prequel based around him. Yeah. And it's really interesting because apparently it's already shot, but he's talked about how, it's going to be filmed just through the perspective of iPhones or something like that. Phones. So they're doing an interesting thing with it. So it's not going to be like a prequel regular film. Yeah. It's going to be from the perspective of phones.
Do you think it's going to be like an actual film debut, or is it going to just be like a YouTube thing?
See, I don't know. I mean, A24 technically has the rights to the story, so I don't know exactly how it's going to go. I mean, do they have notes? So do they have the rights to it? I think so, but they haven't thought of releasing it yet. They don't know. They have it all filmed, but they don't know exactly what they're going to do with it. Yeah. And it's also really interesting because the article that I'm looking at, which is from the Hollywood Reporter, they're also talking about how the what's Danny and what's his let me get the director's names. So Danny and Michael Philippou, who is Rackaracka, they've also talked about how they have all these ideas for a sequel. as well. They've like written scenes already, and they think like there's such cool things they want to do with the universe, and they're saying they don't need to do it, but like if A24 says, "Hey, let's do it," they are not going to be able to resist about it. That's like a direct quote of them saying they won't be able to resist.
Probably not the same characters.
Yes, and also I don't necessarily think we need it.
No,
obviously,
no.
Yeah, but on the same time, it's. I mean,
they've got a good idea.
I can't say too much about how I felt about the movie. Well, I can. I will be saying it. But I guess they do have a universe concept. Although I'm afraid that it may just turn into like Insidious because the universe is a little bit similar.
It's a bit Insidious-y. Yeah.
But no, I mean, so sequel maybe and prequel already filmed. That's the news. Yeah. And maybe should I read? Let me have. Do you want to say more about it? Let me have a look here. Let me see. I'm sorry, I'm very underprepared here. Don't jump off yet. Also, if you want, at this point you can skip to the review. I'm just trying to figure out more about the news. I've been very underprepared here. But basically, no, I'm just seeing words. The Babadook. I don't need that.
Babadook.
You know what? Fuck it. That's it. That's the news. So that's it. Basically, prequel already filmed.
Yeah.
Sequel maybe. If the A24s are up to it. Anyway, now it's time. Yes, it's time. In the words of Gough Whitlam in his campaign, it's time to do Talk to Me, the movie. Shit. Not the movie. There's no show. Talk to Me. We're doing our review of Talk to Me. And now we have to jump into our new angles, don't we? Whoa! New angle. Hello there. Hello. Hi, so here we are. We are now going to get into the Talk to Me review. Yeah. Spoiler review. Spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie, and we implore you to go and see it without saying too much. So it's kind of many will spoil how we feel.
Go watch it.
But please go watch it. Go support. It's an independent film. I don't know. Is it? Yes.
It's made by the Australian government.
Yes, they got funding. Tell me, is that independent? Yes, it got funding from the Australian government, but does that?
I think it's independent.
Anyway, it doesn't matter if it's independent. It's a film.
Yeah,
it's a movie.
It's a film. Good movie.
It's a oopsie doopsie. Oops. An opinion was said. No,
in a review.
In a review. No, but yes, that the movie. The movie. It's a movie.
Such a movie.
It's a movie. But here is the movie review for Talk to Me. That's right. Talk to Me. Spoilers. We're going straight in. You've been warned. But please, see the movie. But basically, do you want to say our overall thoughts?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Very scary. Very scary.
Intensely scary.
This movie is visceral, intense, and all around a roller coaster.
It doesn't.
Also good.
This movie doesn't stop.
Nope.
It doesn't stop.
Nope.
Until it does stop. Until it crashes. It goes fast, and then it crashes. If you know what I mean. Little spoiler for the ending. There we go. It's a movie that doesn't stop, and I agree. It was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you, if you've seen other Talk to Me reviews, will be going, "Oh God." Another person saying it's the scariest movie of 2023. No, fuck that. Not 2023. Are you kidding me? Did I say scariest movie? Oh no, should I say it? Or should I wait to say it? No, should I say it?
You can say it.
It's the scariest movie I have ever seen. I'm going to put that out there.
Okay.
I haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen too much. I'm a horror fan. I've seen my fair few, but the majority of films I've seen are slashers, so that doesn't,
slashers aren't scary.
But
most of them.
But
there are some scary ones. I'm sorry.
This is the scariest horror movie I have ever seen, and I'm happy to say it because it's a movie. I came out, and I just wanted to cry. Like I know that sounds a bit what no, but I'm serious. Like I came out going like, holy shit, that was a lot.
Yeah.
And there were moments where I, as a horror fan, was trying to cover my eyes.
Leo took off his jacket at the beginning because I think it was hot. He used that jacket
as a shield away from this because it was so intense.
And I can't say that I didn't do this.
And that I mean I'm not going to tell what Louis was doing, but Louis was out of breath. This man was...
Don't drink a V on an empty stomach before watching this movie, but I'm not saying that's the only reason why I was jittering. This movie made me go... Like after the
No,
the
but
scare,
I heard you. You
I
were
was like-
heavy breathing, like you were doing that. You were doing, like that's
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
That about 5 people left the theater and came back, probably to piss.
the theater
but still,
got jump scared by someone walking into the movie.
someone walked in with crutches and everyone was like, ah.
Yeah.
It was
Of the
that. It was that
crutches.
scary.
Yeah.
It was that tense.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, for that money that you pay for a ticket, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
It's an experience to
It's a
go and
ride,
see.
Yeah.
But we have a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
A lot to say
A
about
lot
it.
to say.
And yeah, I mean, please don't make that just the review we give you. We
Yeah.
want to give you a proper review because there's
Yeah.
a lot of things I was thinking. This movie made me think.
It didn't make me think.
It didn't make you think.
No, yeah, of course.
No, there you go.
I like just being contrary.
Yeah, but please see the movie.
Uh-huh.
See the movie. But let's get into it. We always start with our positives.
Yeah.
I can I start off?
No.
I personally just want to get the main baseline positives out of the
Okay.
way. I don't want to get into the big things I loved about the movie. I just want to get the baseline, simple, straight off the bat, objective positives.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with you have to with this movie. The performances were stellar. Were absolutely
Adler.
fantastic. Stella, that
school.
sounds familiar.
The Stella Adler is a school in America for acting.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's amazing. Thank you for that, Louis. No, but his performances were stellar, and I gotta say, especially from two people.
Yeah.
The actress
Yeah.
who played obviously Mia,
of
our
course.
main protagonist,
Mhm.
and Riley, the kid
Yes.
who gets the shit.
The shit
happened to
fucking
him.
His shit got
Oh
rocked.
fuck!
His shit
Oh
got
my god!
Rackaracka.
I'm gonna get to that how I feel about that, but holy shit, this guy, he gave it his all. He gave it his all. Even there was a certain scene when he was just possessed and he was being the mother. I felt that, when he was just going like, "I'm so sorry." When he
Oh,
said
I thought
that.
you said beating the mother.
No. When he was like possessed by the
Being-
mother, and he was
yeah.
just had to take that on and said, "I'm so sorry," and he was crying.
Yeah.
That was fucking wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much shit that happens to him, but when that exact moment, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But those two, and I gotta say, great from everyone.
Yeah.
I can't. Yes, they were fantastic, but everyone did their part well.
Yeah.
Everyone did their part very well.
That is
There was-
one of my positives is actors put everything into the scenes they had.
Yes. I mean, this really feels like we're giving it our all.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic, and everyone's fantastic. Everyone's great in this movie.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you many people. I couldn't think of anyone who really was a
bad.
bad actor.
Yeah.
I mean, even the kid actors were just great.
Yeah.
They did
They were
the
good.
job. That's like you don't see that.
They
all the time.
acted.
Everyone did their job well. It was
Yeah.
fantastic acting. But yes,
Yeah.
that's a big positive straight out the gate. Do you have another
like light, positive? We're going starting off light. This movie doesn't. Going off light, unapologetically Australian.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This
I
movie?
didn't even put that on my list. Bloody hell.
Unapologetically Australian.
Yeah, there was
like it wasn't like shoving the Australian in your face. It was just like a movie that was filmed in Australia.
Yeah.
Like there was cursing, there was mullets.
Only Australia is there cursing.
But if you're Australian,
No.
you know the type of
How
cursing we're
lucky are we?
talking
Yeah,
about.
but
and like it was filmed like
everyone had the accent. Everyone was
it
Australian.
Australian. Like the relationships between friends and like mother and daughter felt Australian.
And it seemed like it was filmed in not super rural Australia, but pretty rural
And
Australia.
like I'm glad it didn't like hold like Americans' hands. Like this is what an Australian thing looks like. It was just like, no, like we have to every time we watch an American movie, we have to go like, okay, that's what they do in America.
And there was kangaroos. They even had Australian rappers in some of the songs, which was just really cool.
Hearing Australian city names.
Yeah, you can go
it
like
was just
Sydney,
like,
in the Melbourne,
in
or
the
Brizzy. What
I was like,
it was like, oh
what?
wow. But they had an American
It's not just
song
like
in
New
it.
York, baby.
Yeah. Wait, is it American? Sia.
She's Australian.
I thought New Zealand. No, I'm getting mixed up with
she's
Lord.
An Adelaide.
I'm getting
I think she's
Lord.
Adelaide.
Getting Lord and Sia mixed up. But
my
there you
family's
go. That's an
met Sia.
Australian. Yeah, it's just Australian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow. There you go.
Years ago, before before.
What do you think about the movie Joy?
Don't you mean music?
Music. That's it.
I haven't seen it.
The main character's name is Joy, right?
Right. I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
You
We're not
thank
here to
Sia for
talk
that? You
about-
thank Sia for that shit?
I never said I liked Sia. Her music's great. I'm just saying like in 2005.
I haven't seen the movie
family
either,
have
but
met.
apparently it's it's not great.
My
But anyway,
family
that's not
have
the point.
met
We're
Sia.
back to. Let's not talk about Sia. I said Joy. How cringe is that? I meant to say music. But basically, no, yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. It was unapologetically Australian, and that was great.
Yeah,
A really solid.
very Australian. Like seeing the Australian school and school uniform, I was just like, this is Australian. I don't know. I just enjoyed that it was.
I guess
Australian.
Yeah. It was good. It was but yeah, I agree. That was a cool thing. But I didn't even put that on my list. I have a long list. Okay, so another one I'm gonna go with is just a basic one. Is the gore and effects was outstanding. I thought it was great, really good. Oh, it was terrific.
Yeah.
Just Riley, all the gore on Riley. Is it Riley?
Yep.
Is that right? Riley. His
Yes,
face. Oh my God. It just the look of it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's just so. And even the gore on the ghosts and the ghoulies.
The ghoulie ghosts.
They were creepy. They were whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh shit. But yeah, I just say just basically on that, and I don't know exactly the budget. Probably should have researched.
Yeah.
But
I'm look it up.
Yeah, let's do that now. Actually.
Yeah.
The budget for this movie, and
I'm gonna guess $5 million.
I'm gonna go even lower. I'm gonna just say $1 million.
$1 million? Probably.
Why not?
Probably $1 million actually.
Why not?
I'm gonna give it a little $5 million. You know.
Okay, you're closer. It was 4.5 million.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that equates to anything, but is that just because of now?
Inflation.
Is that because of A24? Is that because of the marketing now from A24? Is that because of the worldwide releases? What was the original? What was the original? You know,
that's true.
How much money it made? It was given. I don't know how much.
Let's say $2 million. Let's just say $2 million. Probably $2 million.
I don't know. That could be
$1 to $5 million.
That could have been that's just gonna be net. But yeah, wow. But it was a movie. No, no, but the effects was just very impressive, and I don't know who was behind it, but that's
the visual effects. There weren't many, but they were good.
Yeah, and I didn't see much CGI. Not that I care.
Which is the point.
Which is the cool thing. They really went for that kind of practical. So that's just really great. That's a really cool thing about it. But yeah, just the effects, the gore, it was impactful. It was oh my God, it was holy shit.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
Another base positive that you have.
Direction is in the cinematography.
Yes.
This is going to be kind of sound weird, but it felt planned.
Okay, yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you watch a movie, it's like, it's like handheld here, and then it's like this, and it's like that. You're like, okay, I get the vibe with this movie. This one felt like it was like planned,
very smooth.
Yeah,
how
it felt like
directed.
every shot and everything that was done in this movie felt like it was deliberate, and it felt like it flowed through scenes. Every shot meant something.
Yeah,
and it felt like it wasn't using too many this is just a filler shot, handheld and then just panning back and forth.
Yeah.
It felt like it was always servicing the movie.
Yeah, it was very solid, and it was very, I would say, impressive. Yeah. There were shots where there were jump cuts that I saw where they were somebody was facing upwards, and then it cut to a phone in that exact same position, or let's say there was Mia was looking into the mirror and there's the mother, and you can see next to the mother is Riley's body, and that was just very cool. And I would agree. It
blends different types of filmmaking, because sometimes with filmmaking you have two extremes, people who just do that slow shots, and some people do the more James Wan, Dario Argento, lots of different camera angles and all that stuff. This one is it's gonna be weird. It feels more Lee Whannell. I know you haven't seen The Invisible Man, but it feels more like a Lee Whannell, also Australian. I guess Australians do it best, but it's it's smooth, it's calm, and then when something happens, it's not afraid to go a bit different.
Yeah.
With the Dutch angles and the camera flipping and the steady cam around.
Yeah.
It's not afraid to move away from what's safe.
Yeah, the shots. I would say the Dutch angle was used much better than it was in Cabin, in the Knock on the Cabin.
Yeah.
But that was just used for like, hey, look, this is fun. This was actually used for a reason.
It made sense.
And what I will say great about this is, the different shots they was used for the benefit of the tension of the scene. Yeah. Like, for example, with the opening scene, I didn't even realize I realized it watching it, but it was a one take. I forgot that it was a one take. I was like, oh, crap, that was a one take, and that kind of made it more tense.
Yeah.
Because it's in the moment, it's in the, he's coming over, going through the party, you can see the party, and then knocking, smashing open the door, getting him out.
Yeah.
And then still in that one take, the stab happens, and then it stops. It stops on that one shot of him just stepping out and everyone screaming and then him stabbing himself, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Because when it stopped, you felt like, oh, that's when it's tense. It's now... It's no longer moving that because
there's safety in movement.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
I was saying that you feel like felt like the party's going on. It's cool. What is this going on? But the moment it stopped, it's like, oh,
because like a scare doesn't happen when the camera moves. It's when it's still. Because like you can like I don't know do like it's panning. Oh, something moving in the background. Ooh, but like when a camera's still, this is like very Mike Flanagan. Very like like if camera's still. Why is the camera not moving? What's happening? It gives that adrenaline. It's like Paranormal Activity, like when it's on that bed. Like why is?
And while we're on that, I mean, I think that opening was pretty effective.
Yes.
As well. I think that was a great opening. I think that was a solid opening. Everyone was in the theater. We had as you're saying, we had a packed theater. Yeah. And everyone was just shocked by it. Everyone was like, oh, like not in that, not kind of in the weird, like oh shit, but just like oh shit. Like, and then it
was an audience that got what they were watching. Yeah. Also a very Australian audience. So every time there was like an Australian thing, everyone was like, yeah.
Well, that happens in Australia. You get an Australian audience, and we love it. We love it.
But you know what I mean?
No,
like,
of course.
They're reacting to the Australian.
Yeah, of course. But it was just a really solid opening. Should I go? I kind of said that, but should I go to like a proper point?
I forget.
I was just branching off you. I was just branching off you. What's another objective point before I get into the big one? Just main other way. The score was nice. The score was sinister, and it was complimentary. It was, it wasn't distracting. It wasn't anything amazing, but that's just because it
added.
It was just there to service it, and the sound design was great because I really liked how they kind of use that water, kind of like the kind of like dripping sound.
I wonder why they used water.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it like led into scenes. Yeah. Like it was there when it was the big bloated person.
Yeah.
And they seemed to have slimy.
Maybe because like she was the one who like stayed with Mia. You know?
I thought it was a dude.
No, that was first. The dude was first and then it was the girl. It was like an old man and then she went, and let go. And then she
And then I thought it was another old guy. He was just very big and fat.
No, it was a girl.
I might be wrong.
Was it a bloated woman?
I don't know. But basically that kind of like, I guess now that you think about it, that water sound, it stayed with her because she's still getting possessed in the brain. But I just thought the sound design was good. The sound design was really effective. What was really cool was that we were in the theater, we could hear in a speaker behind us like a little noise, and that kind of like scared us a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was like leading to a bigger thing that's going to be up on the stage. So that kind of comes from whether you got a good sound system or not. But it was really good in the theater to hear that. So please go and see it in the theater so you can hear that kind of stuff. Yeah. I just thought the sound design was just good. It was solid. Service and film great. It was very tense, and you didn't even hear it all the time. Like it wasn't. They didn't do that whole jump scare thing where you hear. And then it gets to it. They rarely ever did. They rarely ever did that kind of like the music and intense, whatever.
The music swell. Yeah.
It was good. The sound design was solid. Yeah. Do you want to go for another bass point, or do you have anything?
Lighting. Lighting was great. This movie,
I guess,
it set a consistent tone with its lighting. Like it wasn't. It like every scene felt lit well, and like it wasn't just like a standard like everything's lit. It hid things in shadows. It like the camera shot in dark well. When we went to the party, it wasn't overlit. It was like like that kind of subtle lit. And then when they're at their home, like at night when like the rain was on her face,
that was
like
really cool.
The lighting felt like it helped the movie through, and not just like the lighting felt thought about.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
And
like sometimes like when you just like, oh, we need him to do this shot, the lighting is like whatever looks best. Like this one, it felt like they thought about what the lighting.
The
was
lighting
look
really
like.
kind of helped with this feeling of like dread. Like the entire film felt very not dreadful in a bad way, but it felt very like, oh my god,
dread-filled.
This is dark, dread-filled. Yeah, that's nice.
Dread-filled, like a cup of water.
But no, the entire film just felt like not depressing, but it kind of had that dark kind of tone to it. So yeah, if you had that big kind of juxtaposition with normally a big lit room, it wouldn't have been great. But it just continued that. It thematically worked. I agree with you. I think it thematically worked. Okay, let's see what. Let me see if I have any other final tidbits before I really get to the big ones. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we'll get to. Do you have any final little tidbits before? Okay. Let's just say it, because you can always say your tidbits later. Little bits. But yeah, I think on the topic of dread, the entire film throughout just felt very tense, very dread filled. It sustained my suspense throughout the entirety, at least for basically from the moment, we had Riley smashing his head in. From then onwards, everything that happened, I was just so freaking like I wasn't like I was definitely scared, but I was like, oh god,
you were still impacted by what happened.
Like I was feeling really bad for the character, like the main Mia. Like I was like, oh god, what is gonna happen to Mia? What is she gonna do? She's really unreliable. Like I felt tense throughout, and like even her just every time she just says like, let's talk to it. I was like, fuck no, don't do that. It
pushed you to be invested.
And like in a normal horror movie, you'd be like, oh yeah, let's get that cool horror sequence. I was like, no, don't you dare fucking do that.
Or like it's either like, let's get that, or it's like, oh, what a dumb character. But this is like, oh no. Like you felt
seriously don't do it. Like every time they mention it, you're like, please don't. And mainly because it mainly involved like going back to Riley and talking to Riley, which that main point was just scary. But like it kept
I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to Riley's bit, but like that just it was intense the entire time, and it just I really was. Yeah. I mean, we can expand upon that. Like
before like we go too far, I'm gonna talk more about Mia.
Sure. I'm
gonna just say Mia is sympathetic and has enough teenage rebellion and teenage empathy to make her feel well-rounded. Sure. And someone you can actually root for and want to be free. So what I mean by that is, she has a bit of rebellion, she's like kind of like bit of a dick, but like, like a playful dick. But like, she has enough like wit and enough, like, cause like a teenager would be like, sure, you just talk to the hand, like, cause it's, she's kind of rebellious in that teenage way. But like, I feel like a lot of people forget that like teenagers are also very empathetic. Like, I feel like we have a lot of empathy towards people our age and people around us. So, like, Mia felt like a true teenager and felt sympathetic and not like how other movies treat teenagers like, oh, they're just this one thing or they're just this other one thing. They're either just rebellious or just empathetic. Mia felt like a good blend of like, she was doing dumb shit a lot of the time, and it felt right for her to be doing dumb shit. Yeah,
because it's established from the beginning of the film that she's, not to sound cringy, but a bit of a weird girl, and she doesn't. Yeah, it's right from the start when she's saying stuff like, "Oh, hello," ex-boyfriend or whatever, when they really weren't, whatever, like making things creepy or whatever like that. Yeah. That's just was her character, and so when they establish that she's a little bit unpredictable, she's a little bit whatever, it kind of makes sense for her to do some stuff.
She gets like her she gets off on thrills,
but I agree. I think she's a interesting protagonist,
and she gets addicted to the rush of being taken over by ghosts.
Yeah, but I agree. I think she's an interesting character, and while we're on that, I think what this film is really interesting is they took that kind of perspective of, and I have this in my kind of notes that like the film, a lot of what's going on, like it's really interesting that the perspective they take on, and this is connected to the ending. As we see her, like go intense, but like go more insane, and then eventually kill herself. What I think is really impactful about that is that it feels like we are just watching like
downward spiral.
We're watching a downward spiral, but we're watching like essentially just another like ghost story.
Yeah.
Like not in a cheesy way, but what I mean by that is that like this isn't like a protagonist that everything's gonna be happy at the end. This is just another victim of the hand we're watching, and this is their story of doing it. And it's interesting because it doesn't end on a happy note. This movie doesn't end on a nice note that you go like, oh, she was able to succeed. Yeah. It connects to how dread-filled this movie is that it's like we're just following a character who's making these bad mistakes. Yeah. And this is why it's going to happen to her, and this is why it's going to lead to that. And it's an interesting perspective to do. And I do want to, if you want to say something really quickly.
And the movie doesn't trick you into thinking that it's going to be a happy ending. It doesn't tell you what it's going to be. But obviously you're a moviegoer, so you want it to be a good
You want to be a good ending.
That's what I mean, like you want it to be free. So this movie never goes like she's going to be free or she's not going to be free. It just tells a story.
And that's, but that's also what I really like about this ending is that it's, it is a sad ending when she, goes over and she's just another one of those spirits. And I think obviously it's not a twist, but it's a cool kind of like ending point where it's like, oh yeah, this really reminds you how sad and depressing this is that she's just, this is the story of one of the other ghosts. And it's just, it leaves you in this kind of feeling like, it's hard to explain.
Existential?
Kind of this existential feeling that like, we were looking for a happy ending, but this is just kind of a story inside this world of like she's not the main character. There's nothing special about her. This is just she is the main character, but it's like it's kind of depressing in the fact where you go like, she's just another victim of the hand, and there's more like that, and makes you think at the ending like, oh god, there's probably all these other similar stories like it. And I think it's just a cool thing where like we're not making our character the most special person in the world, and they have this gift, and she's going to save the day and destroy the hand. It's just another sad story and another victim of this hand. And I think that's just a kind of an interesting perspective to do. Not an interesting perspective but it's just a sad perspective, but a really cool kind of, I'm like, this isn't a happy ending. This is averting your expectations. This is just a victim. And because I don't even know how the other characters are with this ending. Like the ending doesn't provide you an answer for the other characters. It just provides you with like, I hope the guy survives, but I mean, how would Riley survive? Like he seems still fucking possessed, and is the ending real?
That closed the door.
What is real? What is? I do want to get a little section where we talk about that.
The ending. We're doing later at the end or
later? I think it's a bit later, but it leaves you with all these answers and leaves you going like, and also leaves you like, who are these fucking ghosts and why do they do this shit?
Leave me alone.
But but anyway, I don't know where I was going. I was going on a bit of a tangent there. I don't know what I was saying, but I'm just saying it was a cool perspective and it was a dark perspective. Yeah. But yes, do you want to say something?
Yeah. This movie, I talked about the movie with different types of cinematography, but it also plays with different types of horror, I think. So like this movie has jump scares, but it also has the slow darkness in the shadow scares. It has thrills. It has gore. It has all mixes, different types of like slasher horror, like haunted house horror, possession horror, and it all mixes together perfectly. There isn't a time where like, wait, what horror movie are we watching? Or like this feels like tonally wrong. Yeah, it feels consistent with what it's doing. And no matter what type of horror we're getting, if it's the insidious woman in the shadows horror, or if it's the like chase thrillness of someone being possessed and slamming their head on the thing, like it doesn't matter what horror this movie is going for. Like the stall, like her going into the stall, and it's kind of like The Conjuring. It all fits.
Yeah, and and also just the movie is just paced very well as well. Connecting to that, just it does. Connecting to that, there's not like big jumps with what they're doing. It just smoothly connects into that one big story and experience. And so I agree. One thing I got to say, this connecting to that, because I know I said we said before talking about this is probably one of the, if not the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life. And the reason for it is mainly because of that Riley story. I mean, you know this, but one of my like most things I'm scared about the most is just like innocent people, or like mostly kind of kids, just being like not wanting no harm. I don't like seeing kids be hurt.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure any fucking parent feels that.
I don't
Not that
want
I'm a
to,
parent,
but,
so I'm not a parent. But like that's like since I was young, I was terrified of the Hunger Games because I'm looking at these innocent people, these innocent kids being killed, and that shit just scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
So, seeing this kid being repeatedly having their head smashed in, and seeing or even the shit that's happening to our main character. But basically, just that shit, the Riley thing, that just hit a chord to me. Because for some reason, I just feel really like. No, I mean, I'm sure other people do as well, but of course, like parents, obviously. Yeah. But when like a kid is involved, that scares the shit out of me. And just seeing that really made this movie terrifying and really helped to make you feel more empathetic for the story, empathetic for the characters. But it was just so terrifying. It had me tense the entire time. And
I'm just thinking about it now, and it's
even
making me wince.
Even when when the film just. Even if nothing was happening to Riley, it was just his body shown on the bed. Yeah, everyone in the audience was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, and
like Jesus.
What's great about the Riley scene is that now every time the movie's going like is about to set up a scary thing, or the characters are like, "Let's do the ghost thing again." Your brain is like thinks back to the Riley thing, and you're like, "No, no, let's not."
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say this movie is like scary in the way that's like, oh, that movie was so scary because those jump scares, or like because of like the killer was scary, or like there was a moment where I was like, it was internal dread. It was just the anxiety.
Yeah,
and
you just don't want to see it. Like
guttural
it's so
of
fucking
like,
gruesome.
I don't want to see what's gonna happen right now.
And the fact that like it also the film felt like it was a bit unpredictable as well. Like you thought after that one scene at the beginning when he was smashing his head in, he's fine. But then the bathroom scene, he's possessed again and he smashes his head in and screaming and
ruthless.
laughing.
It's absolutely ruthless.
And it's like, fuck, I thought it's over. Like why is this still happening? And that's terrifying. And now that now that you've like your safety is completely gone. Yeah. Like you thought, okay, that's just it. He's gonna recover. He's gonna be fine. Yeah. No, it's still happening. You're like, holy shit. Yeah. Like
what are the rules? We don't know.
You're terrified. You don't know what's gonna happen, and you don't. And that's. I think it's horrible. Like it's Jesus Christ. It's horrible. Horrific. Yeah. But from then on, you just have no safety, and like I was just sitting through this going like, fuck. Yeah. Like I didn't. Like I said this to Louis, like I couldn't wait for it to be over. Not for the fact that it was a bad movie. It's just that like I don't want any more bad shit happening. And that just shows you how empathetic you feel for these characters and for these people, because everyone's involved. Like one thing I really loved about this movie, and this is a big positive, is we talked about it starts off as like a kind of nice group kind of teen not family horror movie. Because do you mind if I just talk about this as well? But just like. It starts off with, you have all the characters who are so, like, nice.
You get introduced to their relationships.
There's this, like, comedy that's used really well. There's one sequence that we talked about where the mother's going, like, you better not be having a party tonight, and says it to everybody, and everyone's so jolly.
I know about the party. When is it?
Yeah, and it's so jolly, and it's, like, got such a great kind of encompassing, feeling to it. That when the shit hits the fan and you see all these relationships just break apart, like the mother's like, never talk to me again, Mia, even though they were like, had a good relationship, and the friends just break apart, and and part of it, I mean, it's not Mia's fault, but a part of it,
and it doesn't like drag out that drama. It just has that as a thing,
and it's just horrible because you do feel that dread. You feel that similar dread as Mia. Where you go like, what the fuck? What happens now?
What do we do?
Like it was so good. It was so happy. We were at a high, but now this shit just happened. Where do I go? Like it's like it makes you feel that, and you go like, fuck. So I think that was very successful with that.
The movie, I think it's hard to explain because like there are different types of like scariness. Mm-hmm. Like I would say, the movie Sinister had a lot of dread in that movie, but it also had a lot of like visual jump scares, like the lawnmower going, like, and then the things, and it's like whoa, and it's like whoa, and like those jump scares were
Sinister,
scary.
Like for me, was it also the scariest film you've ever seen?
Yeah,
or was that just
Sinister? That was me as well.
So before, I mean, I don't know if this overtakes it. Probably does.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in years, but
maybe if I saw Sinister in the theater, I would still say it's my favorite. Like not my favorite, the scariest film I've ever seen. Because I saw this in theaters, it's kind of like overtaking it.
And they're like different in ways.
They're different. Like I would still get a little bit frightened when watching Sinister. I don't know, maybe because I've already seen it. But like this was like I was like, oh, I'll watch Sinister again.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't want to watch again because maybe I do, but it's like this was so much.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is, since it has like the jump scares and all that stuff, and it's like scary, it has a similar type of dread, and it has, and I think that is kind of a good jumping off point of like, if you enjoy Sinister, you're gonna enjoy this movie. Or when I say enjoy, you're gonna be like, utterly, your soul is gonna be offended by watching this. You know, like it's a type of scary that isn't slasher scary. It's not like jump scare. It's not Insidious scary where it's a leading up to a jump scare and there's a demon coming out. It's like actually soul wrenching and actually like attacks you personally. It's like fuck you. You know, it doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't stay still. It's visceral and it keeps going. Yeah. So that's why it's scary. Like, I think some people can go at this and go like, oh, it wasn't scary, but I think they just didn't get the soul-wrenchingness of it.
Yeah. It was a very, yeah. It was a very, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I have anything else. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about this when we were talking about directing, but the way I really liked how the mother was directed.
Sure.
Because there was never once where you really, like, besides on the video camera, there was never once where when you saw the ghost version of her that you fully saw her. Like, I don't
kind of mirror.
Really, kind of, but she was still kind of in the dark, and it was still kind of a bit blurry, at least for me. Like, I couldn't fully. I kind of saw. Maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I might maybe negate this, but there were moments where they never really fully showed her to you. Like, you saw her arms, you saw her mouth over her ear, you saw, when she was talking to her face to face. It was blurry. You didn't really fully. We didn't fully see it because it was blurry, and I just kind of liked how you never fully got to see her, and because it maybe she wasn't real, and I don't know, I just kind of like that directing. So, but that was I would have talked about that when we're doing directing, but talking about directing. But yeah, do you have any other major positive?
I think this movie introduces ghosts and ghouls, but doesn't crowd the movie with explanations and reveals about the ghosts. Sure. Like, it doesn't like separate the scares. It doesn't. It keeps it simple and personal. And we know enough about the ghouls and ghosts to be scared about what's happening. It's not like, oh, also they're in this realm and the ghosts can only be defeated by this, and they have to go and look at books, and there's not like a research part.
Like
we don't get that reveal.
This was like more of an ambiguous version of Insidious. Like, no offense to Insidious,
it gave
but like,
Insidious vibes.
Insidious,
it was very in your face.
We had someone who's going like this. Like, we had someone literally giving all this exposition of this is what that world is. This is this. This movie didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like you talk to a spirit, and you never why is that this spirit?
There's like they've little bits of like, oh, it can mimic, and it's like, oh, there might have been like a psychic or a demon or something, but it's never like, this is what's happening, this is how you defeat it, blah blah blah. And there wasn't like a twist ending where like, aha, we got you. It was just like, boom, like, this is what it is. We know as much as the characters know. And I like that way of the ghosts doing the ghosts.
I don't have any really other major positives. Do you have more? Do you want to continue?
No, I think that's it. Oh, Mia, when she... that's pretty much... we already said this about Mia, that she is good.
Yes. Let me see if I have any fun thing.
Do you want to talk about the ending before or after the negatives?
About the
like the theories of the ending.
Okay, we can, let's talk about that now then. Because I basically under a list of just things I've noticed and thought about.
Okay.
Basically, two things. So the interesting thing about the ending is that we were talking about this. We were going like, when she dies, we see her crash, we see her body, she wakes up. Not wakes up, but she gets up and she looks around, and we see, the cars, steaming or whatever.
Yeah.
And we see, thankfully, we don't know if this is real or not. We see, Riley's sister holding him, and so we know that he didn't crash. But and that seems like that seems fine. Yeah. That seems like that's probably what happened. But then when she's in the hospital, we jump to her like now in the hospital. We see now Riley fully recovered, nothing on him.
Talking.
At least with what we saw.
Yeah.
It was a split second, so we might be wrong.
Yeah.
But talking with the mother, with the sister, and it looked all great. Which is, we thought, simply, if you take it as face value, he's fine, it's all good.
To be honest, like, I saw that as like, that's weird, but I was like, but my brain was like, thank God he's okay.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's not real, he's okay.
But then that can't be real.
Yeah, that can't be
because
right.
like he was still possessed. He can't.
Yeah.
Is it when she's dead then he's no longer possessed? Yeah. Like it's an interesting anyway. It's like what's
because
real?
like my thought was like they wanted a body, very sinister. Like they want like if you die while being possessed or held, it gets in you. How do they know that? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But so is it because she died while having it in her head that it then just went into her and got her? But it got in her. So, but does that mean her body's going to start walking around as someone else? Like, what does that mean? Oh, I don't think it's a typical she said
possessed.
It takes over your body or goes into you.
I don't think it's a typical like.
Or you just mean
you
go into the hand when if you're still possessed.
Then, like for her, she wasn't possessed because she didn't necessarily say like, "Oh, come into me" or whatever like that. It was simply that she was manipulated so much, she was in her head so much.
Oh, she said go into me, and then she went over the minute and a half.
Yes, but it was something about like. They still took it out. Like she still had normal eye. It's weird.
Yeah.
That isn't fully explained. And maybe that's a negative because we are technically to the negatives. Yeah. That's a nitpick negative maybe.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's
I don't want to rewatch it.
It's not horrible. It's not a horrible thing, but it's like, oh yeah, that's the thing to go like, oh yeah, what's the full logistics of that? It's not completely clear.
And like also another thing I didn't even think about is like, did they blow up the candle? Like was that whole plot point where like we have to redo it because we didn't blow up the candle? Was that just like them being hopeful? I just want to rewatch the movie to see if like they actually did that. So we don't know.
Also, interesting thing. Maybe this is wrong, but with the mother, this is a weird thing. What if? Here's a what if, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Marvel's what if?
Tell me if this is Marvel's what if. Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. What if it was? Wait, what was her cause of death?
Sleeping pills.
Sleeping pills. Okay. So, Is it just me, or did the movie try to make it seem out like she was possessed or something? Or,
yeah.
What if it was just actually a regular? No. Well, because I don't like to say regular suicide, but like, what if it was a suicide, but the demon or whatever the ghost is trying to convince her otherwise?
Yeah,
is trying to. So that
because like the note she got was like.
And it was trying to convince her that it's the guy, the dad who did it or something like that. I don't know.
It was trying to convince her otherwise.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's not even a theory. That's just what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Because like we read the note and then the dad was like, "This is."
It's such a fucking dark film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the demon was trying to go like, no, it wasn't a normal suicide.
Yeah. That's why the dad was like. Also, the dad alive?
No, the dad's dead.
No, he was still moving. He was like.
He was bleeding out, but I guess.
Yeah. Because like she was there.
But she kind of just, I guess she might have called the ambulance and then
skadooshed.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
Because
he walked in that elevator.
That's
not a negative.
That could be a negative.
Not knowing things isn't a negative.
Anyway, it's an interesting movie that gets you thinking, and that's great. Yeah. That's a good thing. We love that in a movie where it gets you thinking. Yeah. All right, time to go to the negatives. Do you want to start us off?
God, these are barely negatives, but sometimes those dialogues, some weird line delivery. There was some scenes started weird, like with the dad saying the note. I kind of like some scenes like started weird, and I'm not sure if they were intentionally kind of funny or like that was just byproduct of the movie. But that's I don't know, and it didn't really take me out of it. I guess I'll die now, but I don't.
A negative that I have, this is a nitpick. This is strange. Why are the kids or the people just like so adamant that like we're not going to tell people about the hand? Like they're very much like when that thing happened to the guy with Riley, they didn't tell what happened. I know it's like you wouldn't believe, but fuck, this is crazy.
They don't want to get in trouble.
I know, but it's like, fuck, just prove it to the police. Go, yeah, this is a thing. I feel like
Yeah,
when
but then
if that shit happened to that was intense. What happened to Riley?
Yeah.
His head got busted. They probably thought he was gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like it just feels kind of like fuck.
But like
you
they
should go
weren't, but they weren't in trouble. Like nothing really would happen. Nothing really happened.
I know, but the thing that got away was that he was having an episode.
Yeah, but
how can they fucking live with themselves if they go like, yeah, he had an episode? Like that just feels a bit like fuck.
Yeah.
Like it's. I'm not saying that's a horrible thing about the movie.
I guess like your knee-jerk reaction would be like, let's not say anything. They're going to believe us, and then after that, you can't change your story.
But there's the thing. You can, like, I know this sounds a bit unorthodox, but like I would have gone like, here's the hand thing. You see it.
Yeah.
You prove like.
Yeah. But then
it's a thing.
Once the police get it, it's evidence, and then you can't use the hand anymore.
Yeah. But that's okay. They didn't want to use the hand anymore. That's the thing.
No, but Mia
wanted it. Only Mia wanted it.
But then when Riley was still going, when he was still doing that stuff, that means there would have to be a whole subplot where they have to break into the police and then get the hand back.
It's just kind of like, but I just feel like it just, after the movie, I'm like, fuck, why would you just be okay with it just being like, yeah, he had an episode, even though he's fucking like, basic, not dead, but like he fucking looks like he.
Yeah.
I think they definitely thought maybe he died.
So what would be the alternative? Like,
I'm just saying, no. I'm just saying that like it. Obviously, for the movie's sake, you can't do that. You have to have them, keep the hand. But it just feels a bit like it's weird that didn't come across any one of their minds that they just go like they could have had just a line going like, we should tell them about this hand. We should just give them the hand or whatever. And then me and go like, no, we can't because we have to do this. It just feels like it's such a big thing about all of them going like, yeah, let's just lie. I'm not saying it's a negative.
Yeah.
It's a nitpick.
Yeah. I don't see that.
It just to me I feel like, fuck. Because I feel no one that empathetic. Is no one gonna go like, yeah, we can't.
Because if they go to the police and say, he did this because of the hand, the police gonna get it, and then if they find out,
I'm just saying, they don't have to do that. I'm just saying if someone could have just like said like, what if we did this? Like, what if we did that? Like in the conversation. But at the same time, it's purely a nitpick.
Yeah,
and it's not even I'm not even mad at it. I'm just like, sorry, like I'm fine for the sake of the story. It's just me going like, oh fuck, why didn't they? Like,
I don't agree.
So it's not where I'm like, oh, they should have done that. I'm looking for negatives here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going like, it seems like someone should have at least gone like, hey, it's weird that it didn't come out once.
I
we
think
should tell the truth.
Mia was too busy in her own head. Like after the thing, she was like,
obviously with Mia,
oh my
but
god,
like,
blah blah blah. And then in the background we heard the two fighting.
I'm just saying like the fucking
like,
sister. What if the sister? Like this, it could be. It seemed like a natural line from the sister. Like we should, tell the truth about this or whatever.
That could have been a thing.
I just like it could have been a throwaway line like, "Hey, should we show them?" Like, no, fuck no, they won't understand. What if no, we need to keep that. Like, I don't know. It's not that big of a negative, and I'm sure if someone's watching this, they're probably pissed off that I said that.
No, it's okay.
It's just like
it could have been. It could have been a
yeah, for the sake of the story, they can't do that. They can't do that. Okay. But I'm just.
No, I get it. There are some parts of the movie I wish it slowed down a bit. In some like parts, I wish it was like kind of stayed and lingered in some parts and not just move on to the next bit. I can't remember exactly what I was talking about a bit here, but I think mainly with like the dad stuff, kind of wish it sat a bit and not just moved on to something. I kind of wish, I don't know, there was some like emotional bits that I wish the movie kind of just like sat in and not just like, okay, we did the emotional bit, let's get to something else. And like sometimes the movie like did move a bit too fast for me, but that could have just been my high adrenaline of like going like, oh, this movie, oh my god. But like, I don't know. That's just what I thought about.
Yeah. I don't really have negatives per se, like any more negatives. I'm trying to look. Yeah. Also with the ending with the Latin people who were like Spanish. I didn't know
Spanish?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what the ethnicity was, but was that the hand? Like if that was the hand, if it was the same hand, I'm surprised it wasn't destroyed. You know, like that kind of makes you go like, why wouldn't it have been destroyed?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
how did they get it? Like was it rebuilt?
Yeah, it's not like it's not a huge thing, but it's like, oh, you would have think after that whole thing that
and I can't remember
the kids would be a little bit empathetic and go, yeah, let's destroy this thing. Yeah. Or maybe did they give it to the police?
Yeah.
And then that's what happened.
Maybe. See? Police bad.
Anyway, but no, I don't know. But yeah, I guess that kind of let me go. Like, I don't. I still thought the ending was great.
It was like a cool ending, but when you think about it,
it's
for
not
a
a negative,
second,
but it's
you're
just like, oh gosh, is no one empathetic in this movie? I mean, people are empathetic, but like, is no one like, oh yeah, this isn't great. Let's destroy it.
Yeah.
Let's probably destroy it or chuck it in the river.
Well,
but that's not like because
that's what the guy said.
That's not like an overwhelming negative. That's just like, oh, why didn't anyway?
But like, we don't know what happened. That's the thing. We have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. And do you have any more?
Not really. No.
Okay. I'm trying to see if I do. This isn't a negative, but it's like it's not a negative at all, really. But it's just like this movie really is not made for the faint-hearted. Like it's really like if you, because I came out of it and I still kind of feel a little bit like saddened, but like not saddened, but just feel. I don't like using the word depressed, but like I'm out of it going like, yeah,
and the adjective
took a
adjective.
Yeah, that took a toll. I just feel very because it's not a happy movie. Like it starts off kind of fun and nice, but it's like maybe a little bit too dread filled. Yeah. Like maybe it's a little bit too like wow, but that's okay because that's just how the movie is, and it's more of an experience really, and that's okay. But I'm just saying this is like if you're going in to have like a fun horror movie time, this is not it. This is not it.
This is for the people who like horror.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we're not trying to gatekeep.
No,
please go and watch it.
If you want to watch it, go watch it. Just be careful.
If you want an impactful horror movie, go and watch it. But yeah, it is. Be
careful. Don't bring someone who's like still on the fence about horror. You know, or maybe they'll love it.
Yeah. Anyway,
no idea.
Anyway, that is it. That's my negatives.
Yeah. Just quickly, I think it was cool about the through line between putting the kangaroo out of misery, its
that's
misery,
a cool thing.
and then putting Riley out of its misery, and then at the end she couldn't see herself in the mirror like her nightmare. Thought that was cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't
she
even notice that.
Because she looked in the mirror, she wasn't there, and in the
when was that? Was that when she
at
was
the
dead?
end when she was dead? She like looked in the mirror and there was no one there, and a doctor walked past and like showing that like that's a mirror. And no
I didn't even notice that. That's so cool.
Yeah, and at the because at the beginning she was like blah 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 something about blah blah blah, and then
yeah.
Anyway,
that's really cool.
I just remembered that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it is a time for our special rating system. If you aren't aware of our rating system, also thank you for staying this long. Thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying your time.
You're welcome.
We have a special rating system. It's like a thermometer. We have a bottom. We have a top. At the very bottom of our thermometer, we have shit show.
Shit show.
Horrible movie. Nothing good about it. Maybe one good thing about it. No, fucking gross. Bad. Grotty little shitty little piss boy.
Little piss boy.
Little piss boys go there.
Did you piss your pants?
Worst film.
Did you piss your pants?
Are you pissing your pants?
Are you currently pissing your pants?
No, but no, it's bad. It's just really bad. Yeah. And above that is Boar Snork Out the Door. It's a movie that like, I guess it's a movie.
Yeah.
But it's really boring.
Yeah.
Has nothing interesting.
No value.
Has maybe some cool things, but it's like the majority of it is just like, okay, I'm not enjoying this.
Yeah.
I'm really not enjoying this. And then above that is Book Appointment for Disappointment. Basically, that just means Book Appointment for Disappointment. It just basically means it has some elements that could work. Some good parts about it, but the overall product is just not great. It's just like it just doesn't. It could have been great, but it
doesn't
just wasn't.
Hit the mark. Doesn't reach the finish line.
Yeah, it's just not great. And then above that is Hey, It's Fun, which means like it's a good solid movie. Like it's not groundbreaking. It's not anything too big to talk write home about. But it's good. It's like it's a solid horror movie. It's go. You can watch it. We give you permission. No, but like of course it's just a decent horror movie. And then above that we have which Fantastically Splendid, a really great movie, a really great horror movie, well worth your time. Go and see it in the theater. It's solid. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's great. Maybe a few flaws, but the overall product is just really great, really solid. And at the very top is Classic / Masterpiece, a near perfect movie, fantastic. Breaking the walls, breaking it open. No, it's just a really solid. I don't know.
Okay, that
sounded like it's from something. Yeah, probably. I don't know, but it was it's just a really amazing horror movie. And it's got the word masterpiece. But of course, everyone has their different opinions on what classics and masterpieces are.
Yeah.
So where are we gonna put this movie? I don't know. Well, I do. I do know my rating. And. I don't say, oh, you're just overhyping it. Don't say, oh.
This is two in a row.
2 in a row?
We gave
Oh, what are you giving it? So what are you giving
sorry.
it? What are you giving
I
it?
was thinking that we have the Insidious 3 that hasn't come out yet.
What are you giving it? I'm giving
it classic.
I'm giving it masterpiece.
A classic.
I can't. I have to because it's the most scariest film I've ever seen.
Yeah, and we're a horror channel,
and that's
so
like,
yeah.
I'm sure if I saw Sinister in the theater, I would say that's that. But I was legitimately terrified. Yeah. I was trying to cover.
Pissing his pants.
I was scared. I came out going, fuck.
Yeah. We had to change his pants after.
No, it's not. It's a movie that I probably won't see very often.
Yeah.
It's not a movie that I plan to rewatch anytime soon. Mm-hmm. But it's undeniably hit a core.
And it's memorable. It's not something you're going to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there are some movies that are fantastic, but you're going to just forget. This one, I want to remember that fucking hand for a long time.
I don't know, but this feels like... Oh, no, I said this for us.
What?
I was about to say, this feels like one of the first horror movies that just came out that we gave Masterpiece. Have you done that before? Have you given a film that just came out a Masterpiece?
No.
I think I said so for us, which was like one of our first reviews back in 2019, which I still stand by to it. I think I still stand by. But no, I mean, it's been a while, and this is really, it was a hugely effective film.
Because like when I was going into it, I heard so much hype, and I was like, what if I don't like it? And then I liked it, and then I was like, oh fuck, you know.
And
sometimes you want to go in and be the different person. You want to be like, I'm different. I don't go by the rules. And then you watch it, you're like, fuck, I agree with everyone.
And it's a horror movie that like, I don't know how it's going to age. Like I feel like, you know, if it goes on streaming and stuff like that, of course, part of its scare factor is going to be lost because it's on a smaller screen. But you know, it's still a really well-made horror movie. And I mean, I don't want to compare it to like some of the grades, like The Exorcist. But like this movie had people, they probably went for a piss, but there was 5 people who went for a piss in this movie.
Yeah,
they probably didn't go for a piss. I don't know. I feel like one of those 5 people went out were like, holy fuck. Yeah, because everyone was like, there was no like screams. Yeah, maybe.
But everyone was shocked. Hear like sighs of relief. I could hear like
people were scared.
Oh.
Like it was intense. I was looking away. I was like, holy shit! Like this is like really intense, and it kind of has that kind of like feeling of The Exorcist, where you know people are possessed and they're like maniacal or whatever. It kind of had that. Also, that's the positive I want to say. It gave me a little bit of like Evil Dead Exorcist vibes, where it's like people being possessed and maniacal.
Yeah, like
or whatever.
had a hodgepodge of different movie vibes.
The movie just had so much reactions from so much reactions, but so many great reactions, and it was so intense, and it was just like it's the most intense movie I have seen. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say that because that makes me seem cheesy. I've never
felt something a scare linger with me, like one of those scares. I was still
this
like,
boy was breathing multiple times.
I could feel it in my bones. Like after that, I was just thinking about it, and I was like shaking, and I was fuck.
Yeah. But I know this film's been compared to like stuff like Hereditary and Midsommar. But
there's some.
But I didn't see any of those. I didn't see any of these in the theater yet. I haven't seen any of these yet. I know I'm a bad horror fan, but like
Midsommar, no. Hereditary, I can see. It's like the creepy shit in the background, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. But basically, there you have it, guys. Yeah. A classic and masterpiece. Well worth your time. Let's go.
Go watch it. We're allowed to promote it because it's A24 and Australian. So technically international.
So big W for Australia. Big W.
Big W
Australia. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You know what? I'm gonna when this comes out on DVD, I'm gonna go to a Big W and go Big W and get it.
Okay, I'll post it on the Horror Herald.
There you go. Yeah, you'll see it. That's happening.
Yeah.
You're gonna use this as the intro to that clip because it's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. It's maybe, I don't know.
If we're probably gonna forget.
I'm a JB Huffer boy, but if I can, there's not a big W in my area at all. JB Huffer.
JB Huffer. JB Huffer.
Yes. Anyway, but basically, yeah. But that's it. That's our review. Thank you for listening.
Do we have a quiz, Leo?
We do have a quiz. Last episode, I asked you, who out of these 4 big famous actors was possibly going to play Josh? I don't remember all of them. I know Brendan Fraser was an option.
Brendan Fraser.
Ewan McGregor, Brendan Fraser. Did I say Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke,
and another guy. The fake one. The fake one was Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
That was it.
Wow.
Yeah. Brendan Fraser. Imagine that.
Shit.
Imagine Brendan Fraser in the Insidious franchise.
there wouldn't be sequels.
What do you mean there wouldn't be sequels?
Actually, yeah.
That man was a money maker.
I know, but I mean, like when this came out, he was less famous. No,
2010.
Journey of the Center of the Earth.
Yeah, 2010.
And then Mummy 3. Yeah.
Yeah, Inkheart was like a couple of years before that.
Yeah, I guess.
2007. So this guy was a money name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was a money. This maybe could have kept him on the. Oh, I don't want to get dark. But we love Brendan Fraser here. I had him as my desktop wallpaper for years.
Yeah. I was going to say I had him as my dad.
No, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you a quiz for this week that you're going to answer in the comments below. Alrighty, so here is your trivia question, okay? I've looked it up. For Talk to Me, this is for your big Talk to Me fans out there.
Yeah.
How many hands were created for the movie? How many of
5.
those hands?
I'm guessing 5.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Was it? So how many hands were made for the movie? Just in case they broke.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Was it 3, 4, 5, or 6? There you go. 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Now, I don't know, so I'm going to guess 5.
He is guessing 5. Tell me in the comments below what you think. 3, 4, 5, or 6. Which one? Anyway, it's been a pleasure talking about this movie. Talk to me. Please talk to us down in the comments below about if you like this movie or not, your opinions on it. Are we over-hyping this shit? Do you think it's not that good? Do you think it's bland? Do you think it's not that great? Do you think, a poor A24 release? Do you think it's a great A24 release? Do you think it actually is A24, not A24? Let us know.
Yeah, it's A24.
Are we wrong?
What if it turns out that it's actually A24?
But it's not.
But it's not. I know it's not. I know.
But maybe it is. Can the CEO of A24 come and tell us what it is? But please, thank you so much for watching this. Check out our other videos. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, please watch it. Please watch it. Do you have anything to add, Louis?
Stinky.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye. 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 Oh!